In the U.S. government in the 1990s, the intelligence side of the government, which meant the Central Intelligence Agency, Defense Intelligence Agency, intelligence services within the various military components, the Department of the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, they all had their own intelligence gathering services. There are the National Security Agency that's involved in cryptological intelligence, technical intelligence. They're intercepting phone calls or messages or decoding messages. And the State Department is also part of that. Our human intelligence, our reporting, every embassy around the globe is involved in sending back regularly reports about the situation, making predictions, making analysis. And in Washington, there's a whole section of the intelligence community that was involved in being analytical. You take all the information and then you use it to try to predict what's going to happen and tell policymakers, here's what we think is likely going to occur. You now can use this to establish policies, make approaches, make démarches to other actors to convince them to do things that prevent violence, prevent conflict, and which keep America safe. Now, in those days, all of this was overseen and coordinated by the individual who led the Central Intelligence Agency, but also was known as the Director of Central Intelligence, the DCI for short. So the man or woman who headed Central Intelligence Agency had this other hat of overseeing all intelligence organizations and particularly assessing all the information they produced, having analytical arms to bring it together and produce the analyses about what's going to happen, making predictions, issuing formal documents. And each year, the DCI, the Director of Central Intelligence, would hold a ceremony at CIA headquarters in McLean, Virginia, and would hand out awards. And there'd be awards in many categories. But one of the awards given was for exceptional political reporting. So this means reporting, analyzing information that's obtained by going out and talking to people. Could be some of it's obtained by going out talking to people and then secretly paying them money to become agents of ours, to become spies, and then secretly provide us information. But others about going out and talking to people and getting information and doing it enough so that you put together a composite about what will happen, what's going on. So Embassy Phnom Penh, my embassy, we are a very small staff, only 2 or 3 officers total doing this kind of work at all. I'm one of them. I'm one of the lead reporters in all this. I'm gathering information and I'm writing assessments. And when the time comes for nominations within the State Department, the Bureau of Intelligence and Research decides who it will put forward. What organizations will it put forward? And they put forward for 1997 Embassy Phnom Penh. And I get a message saying, you need to come back to Washington to go to the ceremony because Embassy Phnom Penh has been chosen as the winner of the Exceptional Political Reporting Award from the DCI. So, wow, it was a big deal. I fly back to Washington, get to see my family a little bit. I go out to Langley, walk across the stage, and receive the lovely and beautiful certificate given personally by the Director of Central Intelligence. 1 year later, 1998, I'm back in Washington again. I'm back out at Langley. I'm walking across the stage of the Central Intelligence Agency in this big auditorium to receive again, for the second time in a row, the DCI's, the Director of Central Intelligence's award for exceptional political reporting. And in 1999, as I am preparing to step down as ambassador, my tour is coming to an end, and preparing to retire from the State Department and from my post as ambassador, for the third time in 3 years, I go to Langley, I walk across the stage, and I receive again from the Director of Central Intelligence, who, when he handed me the award, said something like, "Oh, you're back again." We're the only embassy anywhere in the world to receive on 3 consecutive times the Director of Central Intelligence's award for exceptional political reporting. We had predicted when violence would break out. We had predicted that it would break out. We told Washington who's doing what behind the scenes, describe these terrible, pernicious efforts to drag the United States into the middle of this struggle for power among the various Cambodian parties, to try to drag the United States of America into this conflict, to put us into the game of deciding who will be in power in Cambodia. We're able to point all of this out in detail when highly critical individuals in the Congress who wanted to unseat the government and claim the United States Embassy in Phnom Penh wasn't fulfilling its mission, its reporting was slanted, demanding to see all of our materials, demanding to read the cables I was sending back with my name at the bottom, all signed by Quinn. And the State Department officer said, "We're protecting you. We're not going to allow them to have access to all of your reporting cables." I said, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Hand it over to them. I encourage you to do that in a classified way. Let them read it all, and they will see. And the State Department did that. And I then would talk to some of the staffers of the most critical members of Congress who wanted to use America Power to unseat Hun Sen and put one of the political activists in his place. And they looked at all my reporting, and they couldn't find any conflicts, any shortcomings. It's because we told it all, we told it like it is, like it was. And in so doing, the quality and very, very high level of excellence, of achievement that went into all of our reporting was recognized. Only embassy to 3 times receive the DCI's award for exceptional political reporting.